welcome back, everyone, to round 6 going into this Memphis Regionals. We've got 2 players back there. We've got the 5-0 and the 4-1, so we do have a pair down going into this, but it's still a very crucial match for both of them to be able to win.
I assure you that this pair down is not going to be disappointing. In fact, it's going to be the opposite. Very interesting players here that we have on stream. Justin Crubaugh and Adam Nguyen.
Yeah, these teams that they're one of them's fairly standard, but the other one, it's safe to say, is a bit niche. But we've only got 3 5-0s left in the tournament, and here's the 1-4-1 who got the lucky pair-up, I suppose they can look at it.
Absolutely. I think that Adam has a huge chance here in this match against Justin. And Justin, he's been having a great day so far with this interesting team that we're about to show you very soon here. The players are getting ready.
He also did top cut at Philly as well. He did pull top 8 at Philly, and we do see the teams on stream that he is rocking Zygarde.
Oh, okay. Hello, Zygarde. How are you?
Something that has not been seen on stream yet today, and not much really anywhere. Zygarde seems to usually fall a little short of a lot of the other big restricteds out there. But we're going to see exactly what Power Construct can actually pull off.
Yeah, I agree with you, Trevor. It's not a popular Pokemon to choose 4 times weak to Ice, so with a lot of Pokemon carrying Icy Wind or even an Ice Beam from Kyogre, you don't want to be taking those hits. And Zygarde just has that weakness it's also weak to Moonblast, weak to those fairy types. And it's just something you don't want to be dealing with.
It doesn't want to deal with Xerneas at all. However, we do see, though, that nothing on that team's really packing Ice move. Just looking right at it, the only thing that would have it is Hidden Power Ice.
Yeah, I agree with you, Trevor. I think the interesting thing here for Justin is going to be how can he maneuver around if he wants to play with that Zygarde, with that opposing Xerneas on the other side of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. You're obviously terrified to bring it in case it gets set up, so you have to be able to check the Xerneas. If Xerneas gets chucked, then it might be in a decent position to be able to do stuff.
And here we go, folks. Both players sending out their first 2 Pokemon here.
Oh, hey, I'm apparently on the field.
I guess so, Trevor. Congratulations.
I have made it. I am here with the Venusaur.
Yeah. Kartana Incineroar on Adam's side with Justin's Groudon and Venusaur on his side.
All right, so we do see what we would think would be fire and grass types, but Groudon doesn't have that just yet.
No, not yet. Not until the end of the season.
Yeah, once April comes around, then it can be a fire type.
Absolutely, Trevor. So in this setup right now that we have started, there's a ton of fake out pressure coming from that Incineroar. But, what do you do here? Do you target down that Groudon just to get the fake out? Or do you target down that Venusaur for any potential antics or tricks that Venusaur may be trying to pull?
I think something that has to be figured out right now, and we're probably going to learn it, is it Hidden Power or is it Sleep Powder on this Venusaur?
It's a really good question, Trevor.
The 4th move spot, and right away we see that run back into Gryffindor, which is the own Incineroar.
Incineroar, oh yeah. Very nice.
So we do see that come onto the field and get the Intimidate on both of these physical attackers.
Definitely going to be helping Justin.
And we do just see a straight Protect, being able to, whatever comes out, not have to deal with any damage.
Fake out going into that Incineroar, so it was targeted into Groudon. A double target into Groudon, but Incineroar taking it very nicely.
Just absolutely no damage going into that thing. And I think it's safe to say that Kartana doesn't want to stick on the field anymore.
I wouldn't stay on the field either, Trevor. And right now, if this is a Sleep Powder Venusaur, I'd put one right into Incineroar and fake out that Kartana.
I think that would be safe to say, and if it's the other way around and it is actually the
Hidden Power, yeah,
then that fake out's going into Incineroar, and Hidden Power Fire might be coming into Kartana.
Absolutely. I completely agree, Trevor. We're just going to have to see what these players choose.
I think something scary, though, would be what if Kartana becomes a Heatran?
That would be a scary switch-in. I mean,
if that turns into a Heatran...
Okay.
So we do see it is Hidden Power Fire.
Now, is there a Sash?
There's no sash, and that thing just got removed from the field.
Wow, no sash on that Kartana. A risky thing to do, and the flinch on Adams Incineroar. So basically, a free
That's
KO
an
for
absolute
Justin.
free kill.
Yeah, see, the problem with not running sash is that you get taken down very easily by Pokemon like Venusaur with Hidden Power Fire.
Yep, the Hidden Power Fire definitely being the niche move there, but we got to see now what exactly what it can do here.
Yeah, you know, I'm curious, Trevor. We have a little bit of a mirror here right now.
We've got there's shinies and not. It's shiny versus non-shiny right now.
Yeah. So shiny versus non-shiny. Does one have better luck? I mean, we're gonna have to find out.
Yeah, we'll see in a second. But we got the swap first into a Hogwarts.
Stakataka coming out onto the field.
Now that I've seen some of these names, I figured out it's not after me, it's after the frog in Harry Potter.
I'm glad that is the realization we've come to.
I've just come to that
really
realization
glad.
on this turn.
F for respect, everybody. F for respect. Trevor figured it out.
But the frog,
in all seriousness, Trevor, this Stakataka on the field right now does give some pressure. I mean, we could see a Trick Room. I mean, or even a Rock Slide would be nice.
Rock Slide's looking really nice here. You get a ton of damage on these. The most Venusaur is doing to you back right now would be Grass Knotting you.
And even then, I mean,
depending how bulky you made this Stakataka, it can take it decently well and fire off a Gyro Ball to just absolutely kill the other one.
Sludge Bomb coming out from Trevor into that opposing Venusaur. Venusaur using Grass Knot.
That just did nothing to it. I think it's safe to say that's a super specially defensive one.
Wow.
It is Safety Goggles, and Trick Room does go up now.
Wowzers. You know what's interesting, Trevor, is that the Trevor Venusaur on stream is faster than the opposing Venusaur, so we might see a switch into Incineroar here.
It is possible, yes. But we've got a question now. Is it Rock Slide time or is it Gyro Ball time? I mean,
what Pokemon have been revealed so far? So we've got
there's Groudon and Incineroar in the back.
Okay.
And as for Adam Wing, we haven't seen what he's got in the back.
Yeah. We're still wondering, is that Heatran hiding in the back, waiting in the darkness? You know.
Yeah, if there is the Heatran in the back, it's looking phenomenal in this position, but there is not that, which means Groudon does come in. Sun stays up, and this is likely going to be an Incineroar swap in, and
there
here
it is. Great Intimidate drop onto that opposing Groudon. Adam is not going to like that on his Groudon.
Yeah, now that this Groudon came in, just instantly taking, I guess that is one of the bad things of having the slower Venusaur, is it swapped out first.
Yeah, that is the sad part. Knockoff going into that Incineroar, revealing a Mago Berry on Justin's Incineroar, so some good information there.
Sun does fade, but we see that's a 2-hit KO on the Groudon.
That is true, and you have to wonder, is this a Wide Guard Stakataka?
It could potentially be Wide Guard, it could be Protect, but I think the safe play is just Gyro Balling into the Groudon slot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see much
Trevor.
of a punish that can even come out that Adam can do here. I think he's still, because even if he protects it and then switches to Venusaur to maybe get your Intimidate back in, but we don't see a Protect though.
No, not at all. Groudon barely lifts that hit, a 2-hit KO. Oh my goodness, will we see a Precipice Blades? We will.
And that should take a straight double kill there by living barely.
Wow, I mean, that is something that you just that's gotta be.
Yeah, here I thought that was a good roll to be able to kill off that Groudon, but
oh my goodness.
That definitely low rolled it. And that Groudon hanging on then gets the clean double kill with the Precipice Blades.
Definitely a big step back for Justin here, putting his Groudon out onto the field. You have to wonder, is his Groudon slow for Trick Room? You know, has it been modified for this sort of speed control, or is it faster?
I think it's most likely going to be slower given the teams that we're looking at. But it is a valid point of which one of them is actually the slower one here, because whoever's slower is getting off the precipice blades and killing the other one.
Yeah, that's basically how it's going to go down, Trevor. Adam in a pretty good spot here, though his Pokemon are pretty low. If he is slower, he is going to have some advantage with those precipice blades.
As we see Venusaur protect just to play it safe.
Yes.
The question is,
Justin's
is actually the slower one, which means in the
but
it avoids it
oh
in
my
precipice blades
goodness.
back.
The RNG is not with Justin, and it hits hard.
As we do see it follow up Sludge Bomb into that slot. So now we're still in this same spot though of you see how bulky that Groudon actually is?
Yeah.
That did not take much. It may be a -1 Groudon, but still, that didn't do much damage.
Yeah, Justin's Groudon is taking any hit from this opposing Groudon very comfortably. I think that, there's some pretty good positioning here on Justin's part, and the Trick Room is still active, so he's still going to be slower.
Yeah, he's got a few more turns to work with this super slow Groudon, but looking at Adams, we haven't seen a Life Orb, and we would have seen a Pinch Berry. It might be safe to start assuming Precipice Blades is locked into with the Choice Band.
Yeah, I would go with that as well, Trevor. Incineroar switching in here, getting an Intimidate off onto that opposing Groudon and Venusaur.
The question is this Precipice Blades going to hit?
Yeah, see, RNG is the real thing here, folks. If it does not hit, and it will.
It does double connect, though, so we do have a -1, but that's straight killed Incineroar.
Critical hit on that Incineroar. Wow.
Okay, so we can't assume items now that there was the crit, though.
Yes. Luck coming back in Justin's favor right there.
Yep, Trick Room runs out. So we're still in the situation, though, where Venusaur just dies to anything at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, Venusaur is pretty much done here. So, we're probably going to maybe see the forfeit, if not just the playthrough of the next turn. Into our game 2 here, Justin taking this first game. Wow, a lot of risk and high reward. Yeah, there it is.
The safe hidden Power Fire into Venusaur. You've got the Sun boost. Oh, he critically hit it too.
Oh,
just for good measure to make sure it dropped. But off of that game, the Groudon living the Gyro Ball was huge and actually did potentially give Adam an out to it. But we just saw that the damage output wasn't enough. The Incineroar being able to swap in and intimidate stuff.
And once again, Incineroar proving itself in this format and the previous format. Intimidate is the best ability in this game, and it's really, really doing the job on Groudon. Yeah. I mean, I would have never expected.
Intimidate, Fake Out, U-Turn, and it's typing. It's such a good Pokemon. It's consistently been good.
So, Trevor, looking at this game 2 here, how do you think Adam should pull it back? What should he be starting? What should he be doing? He's running a very standard team right now. What do you think?
Looking at the team, you're probably looking in the situation of you want to have... I don't think Xerneas ever comes. I think Xerneas is absolutely horrified to come on the field. But looking at that turn 1 again, with the Hidden Power Fire being fired off into the Kartana.
Yeah.
If instead we see a Heatran catch that for the Flash Fire boost, Heatran in Sun will start to put things just absolutely destroy through the team.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And we are getting on here with our second game between Adam and Justin. Incineroar Venusaur leading on Adam's side with looks like the same exact mirror. Both players chuckling to themselves, looking at each other, and then getting back to their games. Back to this mirror at the start of game 2.
So here we can see that Justin's is the faster or winning a speed tie here.
Yes.
In terms of the fake out pressure. So we might see, obviously we could trade fake outs. He can fake out the opposing Incineroar.
Yep, yeah. I'd love to just see a trade of fake outs and then, go into the next turn. Personally, I think that'd be funny.
That could be an option coming out, yes. However, another option is maybe you fake out the Incineroar and then you can hidden Power Fire into the opposing Venusaur.
You know, you could do that, Trevor. I'm curious what the...
This is a speed tie.
Sleep Powder. Goodness gracious.
So that is, in fact, a speed tie. And I think Justin assumed he was going to have the faster... He went for a Flare Blitz, actually, so it's not a speed tie.
Yeah, wow.
Or it could still be, and we just... But he went for the greedy play of going for a Flare Blitz.
He did. He
tried. Didn't pay off.
Wow. Adam putting himself into a great start here.
Absolutely perfect start.
Yeah.
You put something to sleep and you make sure the other one doesn't attack you, you're pretty safely set.
Now, if I'm Adam, I'm just praying that Incineroar stays asleep. That's what I want it to do for the next 2 turns, and I do not want it to wake up.
Yep.
And
here we go.
Yeah,
The Incineroar
there we go.
swaps out into the Heatran.
Heatran coming out.
Heatran being able to... It's going to put on so much pressure into these next few turns.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And once you get Groudon out into here, it's going to be so much better.
Yeah, once it can start firing off Heat Waves back, it's going to start obliterating things.
Yeah. If anything, Adam has had a really great start here in the second game, making sure to apply that pressure with Heatran and use it wisely. Heatran pressures a lot of Justin's team in this game with Earth Power, and not to mention a potential Heat Wave if he has it.
Yeah, Heat Wave is going to... If a Heat Wave comes out here, this Venusaur it's got to run, because this Heat Wave will tear through its health right now.
Absolutely, especially if you have Groudon switch in. Oh my goodness, that drought.
Yeah, if there's a Groudon in the back that comes in and then we get to see that come off, it's going to destroy this Venusaur. And Venusaur, we saw it just protected, which means it can't protect this turn either, so it's got to run.
And there it goes into the back, Trevor, and we see...
the Groudon come out giving Sun
to the Heatran.
And the Venusaur on the opposing side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Justin had much of a choice with that.
Is this going to be the Incineroar coming back
Wow.
in, getting fake out pressure next turn, and putting the drop on the stats? Adam's just putting himself in a great position.
He really is, Trevor.
As we'll see just how much this Heat Wave and Sun is doing to a Groudon.
Yeah.
And
wow, about a third. Yeah.
A little over a third is a fair chunk after we saw how bulky that Groudon was.
Yes. Now, something to keep in mind, it's been 2 turns and that Incineroar is still asleep.
Yep.
Will we be seeing it wake up this next turn?
Yep, we got our first guarantee turn and then didn't get the first turn wake up afterwards. So now we've got a 50-50 on whether it's going to be able to wake up, as we do see a fake out come out into the Groudon, and it flinched, and then the U-turn came out.
Oh, interesting.
Which is interesting then, because this Heatran's got to be going for something like Roar then.
It might be. I mean, it's going real slow right now, so...
there's no other move it could possibly be using right now besides potentially Roar. That's saying it's slower than the Incineroar. Unless that's a super fast Incineroar and a super fast Groudon. As we do see Roar come out.
Whoa! Roaring out his own Incineroar. Excuse me? Getting Groudon out? Oh my god, that is what we call big brain plays, folks. Big brain plays.
After the fake out chip damage. So he gets his own Groudon back in.
Oh my goodness. And now he could swap in Incineroar again to get another Intimidate drop.
No. We already know that Justin's Groudon was slower than Adam's, making it faster in Trick Room. So now we know Adam's got the faster Groudon.
Oh my goodness. And there's the wide guard. But will we see Stomping Tantrum? He could have it. A lot of people have been starting to run it lately.
As we do just see a straight Earth Power get fired off, though, into the stack attack and just obliterating it.
That castle has fallen.
Yeah, 4 times super effective. There's no way it's taking this, but we do see the Precipice Blades getting blocked by the wide guard.
Yeah.
But the Heatran avoids the Precipice Blades.
Oh, geez. See, that was a critical, point in this battle. To get rid of that Heatran and the pressure on the field. Adam has a best friend on the field right now, and that Pokemon's name is Heatran.
Yeah, this Heatran's looking in a phenomenal position right now. This Groudon can only do so much work right now.
Absolutely. And with that powered Sun up, A heat wave from that Heatran is just going to do so much damage to Venusaur and to Groudon on Justin's side. Justin is in a tight spot, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, he's still got some... He does have the Venusaur now out. And so by having the Venusaur out, you can easily pressure down the opposing Groudon. But at what cost? Because if this Groudon goes down or it just switches, you've still got a Heat Wave coming into a Venusaur and the Groudon.
Yeah, in Sun. So, you know...
We know it won't kill the
Yeah.
Groudon unless a crit happens.
Yes. Or a burn.
A burn saves its life then from a Precipice Blades as well.
Yeah, very true.
But we're still in the situation of this Groudon's not looking too happy. As we do see the switch out, most likely...
Into
I had
Venusaur.
assumed Incineroar maybe.
Yeah,
but
I was thinking that as well. Protect. Okay, so Adam going with a more defensive play here, the first of which we've seen from
probably
him.
going to see a straight Sludge Bomb into the
Wow.
Groudon, calling the switch out.
Okay, and a Precipice Blades.
However, this can backfire if this is a... That's a kill, which means
Ooh.
Incineroar is going to come back onto the field now.
Yeah, that is a big knockout for Justin, getting rid of that Venusaur. But the real threat is still on the field, that
Yeah,
Heatran.
the Heatran, and here comes Incineroar again.
If I'm not
Pikachu
mistaken,
Intimidate.
Trevor, we've gotten that whole set from Heatran as well, too. Earth Power, Heat Wave, Protect, and Roar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we know that thing's entire moveset.
Yeah.
However, now we've got the fake out pressure, so the question is, does Groudon switch out?
We haven't seen a Protect on Justin's Groudon whatsoever this game.
We've
So,
seen a Precipice Blades.
yeah, only a Precipice Blades.
Yep, so I think it might be banded. We don't know for sure, but
Yeah.
he has only pressed Precipice Blades so far, and there were turns he could have protected it, so we might be choice locked into this.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, Trevor. Only seen, Precipice Blades coming out from Justin's Groudon. And it looks like Groudon is swapping out here to bring in Incineroar.
So from here, though, do we see another fake out self-roar?
I am very, very curious as to what may happen here.
So we do see the fake out come out,
Yeah.
like we presumed, and just an Earth
Earth
Power
Power, straight
into
up
the
Earth
Groudon
Power.
slot,
Ooh.
catching that Incineroar, doing a decent amount of damage to it.
Did a lot of damage, and that Incineroar took it quite nicely.
Something else there, Sun just left the field.
Ooh.
So this Venusaur is now slower than Heatran potentially.
Yeah, that could be a problem for Justin. Might want to get that Sun back up real soon.
Yeah, but by doing that, you're switching back in this Groudon, and it's not too happy to switch in here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Trevor. Adam's team just puts so much pressure on Justin's Groudon. It just makes you wonder, if this goes to a Game 3, will we see the Zygarde?
It's possible. If he thinks that there's no way that there's going to be this Xerneas on the field ever, we might see Zygarde make an appearance, but as for right now, we did see the Roar tech
That's true.
on Heatran, so Zygarde might not want to come because of Roar, since Zygarde's usually very setup reliant.
And there's the Groudon on Adam's side of the field coming in, setting up that Sun. So we get the Sun back, but that means that Justin's Venusaur is going to have that speed boost if it has the Chlorophyll ability.
We see a Sludge Bomb into it, and it connects and gets
and
the
the poison.
However, there was no fake out, which means this Heat Wave is going
No.
to be full power right now. And just blow through the
Ooh.
Venusaur.
Trevor, you fainted.
I did. And we do see the Berry proc. So now we do have our Incineroar a little bit healthier, and you turning out
Yeah.
into being able to get Groudon in along with fake out pressure this next turn.
That is really nice. Justin has put himself in a pretty good position here, being able to get that one last Intimidate onto this Groudon that's been poisoned. But the real threat is still on the field, and it's been sitting there for multiple turns now. Heatran is just applying the pressure and putting up such a fight.
I think this next turn, though, Heatran, I think you protect this Heatran and you say goodbye to your Groudon. I think if I'm in Adam's spot, I think I just accept that Groudon's a little bit of dead weight right now.
Yeah, I completely agree, Trevor. Adam's Groudon might be seeing might be saying hasta la vista, baby, because he's been out here and, well, no more use for him. So,
yeah, it's at the point that you really just want your fake out. Since we have only seen it go for attacking moves on Justin's, that means the fake out is guaranteed, and then you can fire off a heat wave, assuming it hits through the 90% accuracy.
Yep, there's the protect on Adam's side of the field with Heatran.
And then we do have fake out right into this Groudon, which does guarantee that it dies this turn.
Yes.
So Justin just being sure that even if, like we see there, if the avoid happened,
the poison
Precipice Blades got fired off.
Yeah.
The poison does get it.
It's a great call from Justin to get the fake out into that Groudon just to be sure that it was off the field, but that...
We're going to see the same thing this turn now, though, but Adam's just going to be hitting Justin back with the fake out into the Groudon, most likely.
Absolutely.
And another heat wave.
Yeah, this Groudon might be taking something it does not want to take.
No, it's looking like as long as the heat wave does connect, though, I think it's safe to say that this Groudon probably dies. It is very close and roll reliant here.
Yes,
but
I agree.
Even if it lives, I think an Earth Power the next turn just to guarantee the kill.
Absolutely, absolutely, Trevor. And Justin's Incineroar, I mean, applying some pressure here, but it's really all about the Groudon, all about that restricted Pokemon.
As we do see the opposing Incineroar go for the fake out right into Groudon, and now Earth Power, playing it safe. This will probably be. Yep, we do see based on the health values that this is likely going to be a 2-hit KO from here.
Yeah.
Since it did go, I believe it was 89 health to 44.
Yes.
Which is 45 damage, so we're looking really, really close now.
Trevor, did I ever tell you how good you are with numbers?
This is a scary spot, though, now, because Earth Power's in roll range.
Yeah, and do you attempt the Heat Wave to have it potentially miss?
Yeah, because if that Heat Wave misses, and this Groudon gets to fire off of Precipice Blades, that game's over.
Oh.
He does play.
And
He does go for the risky play, but it connects, and that will guarantee kill the Groudon.
It pays off. Hey, risk it for the biscuit, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I think after seeing the roll, he realized that he had to do what he had to do there.
Yeah, I agree.
And here we see the knockoffs being fired around. Justin realizing he was in a bad spot, fishing these last two turns to get items revealed.
Yeah, and the forfeit coming up here on the screen from Justin. So it looks like we are going to a Game 3. Trevor, what an interesting Game 2 we just had here. Adam really working hard to come back in the second game. And you called it. You called it. The Heatran.
The Heatran was definitely the MVP there. Like, the Heatran came in. The Heatran has such a good matchup against the Incineroar, the Venusaur, and the Groudon, assuming Groudon can't hit you with the Precipice Blades.
Exactly, Trevor. And I do want to say there was a bit of RNG against Justin from the very start of this game.
Yeah. The Precipice Blades missing, though, was definitely massive and gave Adam the out. But Adam then played it to the win condition. After that miss, he did play it perfectly to be able to guarantee that he pretty much cleaned it up besides the one heat wave.
Absolutely, Trevor. Going into this third game, the players are getting ready. They're choosing their Pokemon. I want to see a Zygarde. That Heatran did so much damage last game. I would love to see the Zygarde. I don't know about you, Trevor.
I think the Zygarde might be a pretty solid adaptation since you don't have to worry about missing your 1,000 arrows.
Not at all. And we haven't seen Xerneas at all, but will we see it in this game?
It is very risky, though, seeing that there is the Stakataka on the opposing side who will always be able to threaten with a Gyro Ball 1.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Xerneas just way too fast and not nearly bulky enough to be able to take that.
Once again, we see the same lead from Adam. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
This is very different.
Here
and
we
this
go.
is what I was hoping to see on the field.
Oh, boy.
So now we are in the position that Zygarde and the Tapu Fini right next to it, proccing a Misty Seed, instantly special defense boosting.
Oh my goodness. And Misty Terrain's up, so that Zygarde is not going
Can't
to
be
sleep.
powdered.
Oh my goodness.
So now we're in a position of what is this Venusaur actually going to do here? You can fire off a Sludge Bomb into
Feeny?
Finny, but what's it? You can only fake out one of these targets, and one of them, seeing that it is Finny with a Misty Seed Zygarde, I think it's safe to say that there's going to be a Self-Swagger here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other option, Zygarde gets 2 setup moves. It can either go Dragon Dance to go for speed, or it could go Coil.
Oh. Dodging his own swagger.
Miss on his own partner, though, so he can't get boosted.
Justin, the RNG is not with you, my friend. I am sorry.
That was extremely unfortunate, since that would then be a +1 Zygarde on the field.
Yeah, that would have been a huge game changer. Yeah.
So coming into this turn, though, now you're sitting at, you got to go for it again. I don't think there's a chance you don't go for the Self-Swagger here.
Yeah, I completely agree. You want to get that +1 before that Feeny is basically fainted out of this game.
I think you absolutely have to be going for this boost now. But once again, Adam recognizing that the Finny is the real threat for boosting with the Swaggers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's too much of a support issue right now. As we do see Incineroar swap out, trying to preserve, and we do see Kartana hit the field as well.
Interesting. Okay. So there's a Swagger.
We do see the Swagger, and it doesn't miss this time.
Beautiful.
It gets the +2 boost and doesn't confuse itself because of the Misty terrain. And the Coil comes out.
Wow.
Giving itself a defense boost and an accuracy boost and the attack boost to get rid of the Intimidate.
Grass Knot coming out from Venusaur, going into Zygarde, going to do a good chunk of damage.
A good chunk, but that Misty Seed definitely helping it out to be able to take that hit.
Absolutely. Kartana on the field now, presenting a new threat.
But who does this Kartana hit, though? No.
You know, if it was me, I would be predicting that Feeny is probably swapping out. Yeah. Into Incineroar? Yeah,
Yep.
There it
There
is.
it is.
And getting that Intimidate drop onto that Kartana with the +1 on Zygarde. I mean, not much you could do there.
However, what if... I think Justin playing it safe, making sure that he doesn't take any damage here, knowing that he is in the threat. And the Leaf Blade does go into the Finny trying to get a boost.
It made a lot of sense, Trevor.
And the Grass Knot does get fired off, but now we've got Fake Out pressure.
Yes.
So we can just hit this Kartana and maybe potentially go for 1,000 arrows here.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense to me, Trevor. You know, I think that play was a safe one that Adam was going with, trying to knock out that Feeny and get that +1 on Kartana with that Zygarde being so powered up on the field. But
yeah, this Zygarde is just boosting over and over again now. We do see Incineroar hit the field, so it's going to drop it down to, I believe it would be only +1 right now.
Yes.
Since there's been 2 drops and 3 boosts, as Venusaur does protect. So now we do have Fake Out into the Venusaur of all things.
Wow.
And 1,000 arrows.
1,000 arrows. There it is.
+1. So we do see the animation come out here, and that does a lot of damage to that Incineroar.
Yes, a lot. And the Pinchberry being revealed on Adam's Incineroar once again.
So now we've got a weird spot, because if a U-turn is fired off on Justin's side and he gets his Finny back in, there could be a heal pulse to heal up this Zygarde then to continue to make it a massive threat.
Yes, I completely agree, Trevor. If we can get some heal pulses onto the Zygarde, it will just stay there and it will keep doing damage.
So maybe a potential U-turn off of Venusaur, but if you don't fake out the Zygarde and it does just go for an attack, it's going to kill the Incineroar.
Yeah.
And do a huge chunk to the Venusaur.
Absolutely, Trevor. I think that, you know, if I was Adam, I'd be in a really pretty tough spot right now. The Zygarde has presented itself to be something that I probably wouldn't have expected.
And we do see the fake out into that slot, so if there is a Grass Knot follow-up,
isn't enough.
We do see it lives and the U-turn will come out.
Yep.
Which means that the Tapu Fini is the fastest thing.
Critical hit.
This Zygarde's going to Power Construct at the end of the turn and then gain a double health bar stat, which can then be heal pulsed back up this turn.
Trevor. Oh my goodness. Oh,
we are going to see
boy.
this can transform into the Zygarde complete form.
This is what I live for. Ah.
As we see it take the field, and look at that health stat.
Look at
292.
that health stat. Oh my goodness.
And whenever you transform into the complete form, you gain health immediately. So now we've got a heal pulse. This thing's gonna go right back to full.
Trevor, how is this thing legal?
It's considered a restricted.
It's called the Sun format, folks, and that's why it's legal. So, we are going to see probably 1,000 arrows come out here. I would not be surprised.
And almost a guarantee that there will be a heal pulse into this
Yes.
Zygarde.
Absolutely.
Being able to
there
essentially fully heal what was your normal 50% Zygarde, just being able to heal that much. But we do see Sleep Powder now that Misty Terrain ended.
Oh, yeah. That Misty Terrain ending, putting that Zygarde to sleep, and that Kartana coming in to threaten the Tapu Fini.
The Tapu Fini,
Yeah.
but that can also then just become an Incineroar again, and we get the same spot of not really being able to do too much, I suppose.
Yeah,
back
I
and
agree.
forth.
I agree.
But this Zygarde just being absolutely massive with +1 in special defense, +1 attack, +1 defense, +1 accuracy.
It's a tricky spot to be in, Trevor. You know?
I guess if you want to be technical, you could also say +2 health to be doubled the health bar.
Yeah, that is true. You don't see that very commonly.
You're the only one that can do that technically.
Yeah. That is
So-
incredible.
This Zygarde is absolutely set up, but it's got to wake up first.
Yes. Yeah.
So we will see this swap out, most likely the Incineroar,
Yep.
who might be eating another Sleep Powder now.
Yeah, something you do have to risk when you're switching out, but getting that Misty Terrain on the way back in, if that Fini comes back, will definitely help, especially if you're able to get it back in safely and get another heal pulse off if that Zygarde takes any more damage. But it looks like we're going to see the Groudon switching in on Adam's side of the field, meaning that Sun is coming out.
Yep, so we do have the Sun now, which means that if Tapu Fini comes back in against the Venusaur is no longer slower than the Tapu Fini.
Yes.
Which means
yeah.
it will pressure it immediately.
That will be a critical part of this game when it gets to that point.
But no Sleep Powder into that Incineroar means Fake Out is now on the table.
Yep, Fake Out is here, and it's here to stay, and I'm curious where it's going to be going. Probably into Groudon, if I had to.
It might be Groudon. It might also be Kartana if he thinks it is Focus Sash.
Yeah, such a hard call. And how long? That Zygarde has been asleep for a turn, is that right?
2 turns.
2 turns, so it's going to be waking up.
It did take the initial first turn on the turn it got
Yep.
to sleep.
So, there we go.
Fake Out into Groudon,
Groudon,
trying to deny some of the damage. As Leaf Blade, we'll see just how much this
Oh
that
my
did nothing.
goodness. Did someone say tickle? Because
That-
I heard tickle.
That did absolutely nothing to it.
I just chuckled because I got tickled on screen, guys.
It did stay asleep, though, for another turn.
It did stay asleep, Trevor. So that Zygarde not doing anything, and that
just
Fake Out
staying
pressure
asleep.
is gone.
So there might be a Precipice Blades coming into it, but you're still +1 defense.
I know.
at this
How
point.
much can you really do? You know?
So we will see Kartana switch out, probably Incineroar,
Yeah.
just to get another Intimidate.
Yeah.
So now we've got the question of how much is this going to actually be doing. Since I imagine we're going to be pressing Precipice Blades if I'm Adam's Groudon.
Yeah, I would definitely be pressing that move right now, just trying to get off as much
And a
damage as possible.
hard switch right into
Wow.
Sack Attack.
Now that is an interesting switch
Maybe
right
trying
there.
to just sack it in the case of a Precipice Blades coming off, but 1,000 Arrows comes off, and Incineroar is real close to dying now. Stomping Tantrum coming
wow.
out, though. And, well, it did its job. It came in and it died, I guess.
The castle takes its fall once again, sadly, but that means that an
Incineroar's
Incineroar.
back on the field now.
Yeah, there it goes. I mean, well, we'll see. Yep, there
Yep,
it is.
Incineroar
Yeah.
comes right back out. So now we have 2 Fake Outs on the field. So we could potentially see Justin just go straight for a Fake Out into Adam's Incineroar, since we did see that it was potentially faster in Game 1. Or you could just hit the Groudon and trade, I guess, is another option.
Yep, you could do that. You could do that as well, Trevor. A trade here wouldn't be so bad.
Another question is, does he want to coil again?
I would. If I had the advantage, which it looks like he does.
And he's just hard switching that right into the Tapu Fini. Maybe thinking that there would be. Maybe he just wants another attack drop to come in later.
You know, that could be it. That could be it, yeah.
And the Fake Out does come out into the Zygarde, just 8 damage only. And a Stomping Tantrum into Tapu Fini, and it does die.
It does take it down.
But that means Fake Out's back on the field again.
With another attack drop.
And turns out this Zygarde's still sitting here. And it's got a massive health bar right now.
It's still sitting here, but it's not putting off as much damage due to the amount of rotating that Adam is doing with his Incineroar.
And the Swagger miss turn 1.
Yes. Ooh, that was a big miss.
Because if we can think about another +2 on this Zygarde, I think things are dying a lot faster.
I completely agree. Yeah, a coil here would be really beneficial to Justin in order to try to clean up this game with this Zygarde in its full form.
So the question is now, do we see a coil or do we just see the attack? Thinking maybe now that his health bar is permanent, he has no way of healing that Zygarde back up.
Yeah.
Maybe he's calling it on the offensive now.
He might be. You know, he's been playing a little defensive, but okay, so Groudon's going out and Kartana is coming back in. Justin with a fist. It looks like there was a play that
coil again.
Free coil. There we go. Okay.
And there might have been a Flare Blitz into that Groudon slot.
I have a feeling that there's a
Flare Blitz into that slot, and this thing is not going to enjoy it.
Justin is very happy about this play. Very happy.
Instantly dropping it, which means that's not Focus Sash.
No.
That's Assault Vest, most likely.
Yes, most likely. And, I mean...
The U-turn does come out, so Fake Out pressure can be on the field, but he's got Protect.
He's also got that coil, so...
yeah, he got another coil. He's got another defense boost now.
I mean, at this point, Justin is down to his last 2 mods, right?
If that Venusaur dies, I don't think that there is an out to being able to kill the +2 defense
I don't think
monster on the field.
I don't think so. And I think that if that Zygarde is carrying Protect, you know, easily stall out one turn for Fake Out. And then,
Sunlight fading there.
That was critical for Venusaur. Incineroar being sent back out here.
Yeah, Incineroar on its last legs here.
I know.
But it does fire off the 1 Intimidate, and it is able to have the Fake Out pressure this turn, so maybe forcing the Zygarde to have to Protect here. But there's only so much it can do at this point in the game. Now that you've got the +2, you've got to break through somehow.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would really want to start going on the offensive here if I can, but we may be trading or getting a Fake Out here. Yeah. Hopefully.
I think you've got to be going for a Fake Out into this Zygarde and a ground move into Incineroar. However, just in playing it safe, knowing that Fake Out's obviously going to be going into it, and if there is the Precipice Blades, you stop that damage too. But instead, Adam just playing it safe, going for the guarantee hitting of Stomping Tantrum.
There it is. Now this is an interesting situation.
Yeah, because now we're in the end game of this is a very scary Zygarde on the field.
Yeah. Can Adam finish the game against this Zygarde? That's my question.
Yeah, this Zygarde's going to be pumping out way more damage than he can be able to really take, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely, Trevor. Absolutely.
And we've seen 3 of its moves so far.
Yes.
Which leads me to believe it likely has Extreme Speed as its last one, since that is one of the moves that it does learn and is known to be running.
It's pretty common to see the Extreme Speed on Zygarde and on Rayquaza.
Yeah. And if we go back to 2017, Arcanine as well.
Yes, yeah, very true.
So, but now we've got the Venusaur back on the field, and there might, if my turn counter is correct, there's one more turn of Misty Terrain.
Yeah.
which means there might be a protect from Venusaur, but that could also be too passive, maybe. So we do
Venusaur
see the
using protect. Okay.
Maybe trying to just win out the end game of being able to pressure out at this point with a sleep powder to win with grass knot spam.
Yeah, I agree. And that 1,000 arrows just doing a little bit of damage to that Groudon. This Stomping Tantrum doing much more than expected onto the Zygarde, and the Misty Terrain does end.
So now we're in the position of sleep powder accuracy is going to be a huge factor here.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think another 1,000 arrows is knocking out that Groudon yet.
It's very, very close, but we do see 1,000 arrows fired off, and it does
hangs
not
on
go
with
down.
a sliver, Trevor.
And sleep powder comes out, and that's going to actually...
Wow.
That 100% cleans the game.
Yeah. If this Zygarde stays asleep.
Nope.
No?
It has to take one guaranteed sleep turn this next turn.
Well,
that's 100% from the grass knot.
There it is.
Knot
There's the
Stomping
forfeit from
Tantrum
Justin.
comes out.
Wow, folks, we promised you one thing at the start of this match is that the pair down was not going to be disappointing. Adam pulling through, defeating Justin at 5-0, becoming 5-1 at Memphis Regionals.
Yeah, that Groudon hanging on was also massive, because if Groudon dies there, it doesn't get the 50 or so damage, which means a grass knot has to come out the next turn on Zygarde's first sleep turn, which means if Zygarde wakes up then, Zygarde can outspeed and kill it before.
Yeah, that was critical. And I mean, man, that Zygarde just was such a threat, but then at the same time, I feel like Adam just didn't care. You know, he just played around it.
He played around it because every time it would boost, the Intimidate was also there.
Yes.
But the Swagger miss turn 1 actually was massive, because if it ever had the +2 more, it was probably two-shotting Groudon with that 1,000 arrows.
Yeah, I guarantee that was probably calced a two-shot.
Yeah, it most likely is able to easily pick up a two-shot at +2.
Yeah.
1,000 arrows, not the most offensive move, but with the sheer amount of bulk and stat boosting that you can have on Zygarde complete form, you can definitely play a more defensive game. But from the miss on, like, you're not as strong as you thought you were, and kind of ruins your chance of being able to sweep.
Now, I do have to say, before we go to our player interview here, a ton of respect going out to Justin. Bringing the Zygarde, bringing the Stack Attack of the Tapu Fini, Pokemon not commonly seen too much in this format. Huge props to Justin. I wish you luck in the rest of the tournament. We'll be right back. We're going to get our player interview here in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with Adam Nguyen, your round 6 winner. How do you feel after that one?
The game really came down to the wire. It was really cool of like having the team of like Zygarde. I haven't actually played against it very much, but yeah.
Yeah, Zygarde. We mentioned on in between games 2 and 3 that we saw you weren't bringing Xerneas, which led us to think maybe Zygarde does make an appearance game 3. And as soon as you saw that, what were you really going through your head?
I really thought like he wasn't gonna that he expected me to bring Xerneas maybe game 3, but like he knows that Stack Attack is a good way to check it. Yep. I just played to my outs on Zygarde. I've played it against it on the ladder a little bit, where it's a very bulky mon. I just knew that as long as I can keep the Intimidates going and balancing its attack so that it couldn't get too out of control, I could eventually just swing it versus 4 mons versus 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I could try to swing it back in my favor. I know there was a few turns where sleep did help out more than anything.
I think, personally, the thing I saw that actually probably won the game on the spot was the Swagger miss, turn 1.
That was really unfortunate.
Because if that was a plus, it would have been +1 right off the bat, and then going into the next turn +3. That would have been absolutely horrifying, I think.
I truly understand from him, because I know he missed Precious Blades quite a few times, and I know that did cost it there. I know there's a lot of frustration because I am also relying on a 75% accurate sleep move. Yep. But as they say in Pokemon, you gotta rely on your outs.
Yeah, RNG is definitely brutal with certain moves. But we saw Stomping Tantrum, so What's your justification on that one?
So Stomping Tantrum's really good, especially with Groudon on having the fact if anything can get Stomping Tantrum, if you get faked out that turn, the next turn the attack is boosted to double of 75 to 150 because your move has failed. So therefore, when he did do that with Incineroar, it gave me a free, basically like a Z move of sorts that I could hit whatever I wanted with a base 150 ground type move. And since he doesn't have any flying types, I knew
You're
whatever
free
he was
to-
switching
whatever
I was killing.
swaps in basically is going to die.
Yeah,
to
like
this
as you saw, like Sekataka came in from full and took
Yeah, it was.
that.
We
very
knew
poorly.
that one was dropping. Yeah. That thing came in and it was kind of. I felt it, probably from Justin's point of view, it was a sack at that point.
Yeah.
But he already saw that you didn't have a Xerneas, so Stack is not doing too much.
True.
On the field. Maybe wide guard, but you already locked into stomping, so it didn't matter.
I know his team's really oriented on the fact that like during game 2 he did bring Trick Room, and I know he was able to get into the momentum of the fact that his Groudon is slower than mine, so
Yep.
then he was able to put more offensive pressure than I would have liked. Yeah, Swiker Feeney's kind of been a thing today. I've played against it twice, obviously against Justin, and I also played against Wolf round 1, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So you've seen
I've
Wolf
seen
with
a
it
lot
as
of
well.
Swiker.
Okay. Yep. All right. Anything you want to say to people?
Yeah, I think it's always good to try out like teams, and I have like a bit of luck there. You always have to try to go for your outs, even if things seem scary. Always think that not necessarily that it's the experience that you can always win. It's the fact that you just have to make sure that you're in the right mindset, that anybody can do anything. I've never actually won a regional or anything, and I don't really use too much of Twitter, but I feel like as a player from Toronto, which is quite like a very interesting region, that like it's possible to do it.
I know a few people from Canada, so.
Yeah.
But any shout outs?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to all of everybody from Snowhio and the Korean players. I want to thank Ihui and Joe Mark and Nathan Powell that came down with me from Canada for the 15-hour drive. I want to give a shout out to all my opponents today. Thanks for having a great spirit and like keeping me up throughout the day, and hopefully everyone's been having fun. I know that this tournament just shows that anybody can basically do anything, especially since apparently the last few rounds I've been playing regional winners, which I didn't know. So yeah.
All right. So you heard it here. So we will be right back with round 7 coming up soon. So stay tuned, everyone.